Hi, I'm Jodi.
And I'm Lindsay from Garden Hands. Today we're up at the lake and we're going to talk about some of the tools that we find most useful in the garden.
Well, this is Lindsay's and my favorite, probably top 10.
Yep.
But my guess is Tim would pick entirely different tools, more like an excavator, a chainsaw, you name it, anything that runs with a motor.
Yep.
So this is not Tim's list.
So this list isn't in order from most favorite to least favorite. It's just we amassed the 10 tools that we like using the best.
And that we constantly use.
Yeah.
I think these are ones that we find we use weekly.
Yeah, you'll get your money's worth out of these, and they don't all have to be expensive.
No, not at all.
I think we're going to start with the cheapest one.
Yeah, I would say we're sometimes thrifty.
Yeah. So, gardening gloves. I don't use them all the time.
I don't either.
I kind of like my hands in the dirt, but after a while my hands get a little rough around the edges, so I do enjoy having a good pair of gloves, and these are the cheap nitrile gloves.
Yes, what? It's about $2.50 a pair, maybe?
Yep, you can get them at the big box stores or Amazon. You can get 6 pairs for like $10.
Right. And they won't last past the season.
Yep.
I go through a few pair in the year. I do use different gardening gloves when I prune the roses, because I have a number of roses and I have the long leather gloves, which I really like for that. But the ones for $2.50, you can't beat them.
No, and they're lightweight. They fit both of our hands. I have bigger hands than you do, but they're not in the way and bulky.
Correct.
That's kind of why I like those.
And they come in fun colors.
Usually, yes.
Our second tool is a trowel, and we use this all the time. This is just a cheap trowel. It isn't an expensive one, but what I like is it's narrow. And it's not real heavy for me.
Yeah, I have a similar one.
It's pretty dirty.
You use it. I have one that we actually won from Burpee Gardening, and it came with 3 different tools. One of them was a wider trowel. I don't use that one as much. It doesn't move the dirt because it's not sharp. So I use the one they call like a transplanter one, and it's very narrow at the end. I use it every day.
Yes. I was going to say, this is my trowel. In fact, Tim was using my trowel and not returning it, so I bought him a new one this weekend.
I bet he was thrilled.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to top Mom's trowel, and this might be my favorite. We'll see what happens when we get to the end of the list, but we both got a Hori Hori knife for Mother's Day, and we got 2 different ones, so we're going to see at the end of the season which one we thought was better. But this, yours is nice and shiny still. Mine is not. This tool is amazing. I really like this. It's serrated on one side and just a nice sharp blade on the other, so you can cut with it, but you can dig into the soil really easy with it. Yours feels a little heavier than mine.
Yeah. I had used mine. My first project was to cut sod around from limestone rocks in the landscape. It was awesome. The best tool I had used for that.
Yeah. This makes quick work of anything where you have to cut.
Yeah, but it's for weeding.
Weeding is fantastic. It's been so handy. I love this tool.
Yeah. There are, on the ones that we have, they have the inch markers on them, which is also helpful. I can see using it this fall, planting bulbs potentially, or something else that we want to dig down.
Yeah, it's just a good reminder of how deep you're planting, or if you're not quite sure, just check on here how deep you're planting your seeds. I also use it for spacing between my 2 plants. So for my tomatoes, I knew my Hori Hori was 12 inches. So it was just a quick gauge.
Yep, lay it down and do it. And I like that mine came in a holder.
Yep, so
because it protects the blade, and I've been very good about cleaning it after each use. Because you want to take care of it.
Yeah.
Again, that can be, we found ours on Amazon.
Yep. They sell them at the big box stores too.
But well worth the $30.
Yeah, I would say so.
Next one is another cheap version, but I use my pail all the time, whether it's when I'm fertilizing the roses. I'll add my Miracle Grow water-soluble fertilizer to it. But I also use it when I'm walking around weeding and I don't want to take the wheelbarrow or I don't want to take the Kangaroo carrier.
Yep.
It's so handy.
Yeah, I throw plants in here if I'm going out to the garden to plant them, and I have just a bunch of 2.5 inch containers. I'll just throw them in there and carry that out instead.
Yeah, not real fun, but
Not real pretty.
No, but use it all the time.
Yeah, and for other things other than gardening. So you may have one already.
Right.
Yeah. The next tool that I like to have, and we have a couple of these, are just attachments for your hose for watering. I had those hand sprayer ones, like the gun type ones, and they leak every single time. I just could not find one that did not drizzle down my arm, and that 50-degree well water is real cold. So this one only has one attachment on the end, and it's just a shower, so it's pretty fine. This is a Dram rain wand. I did have another one, and I didn't like it as much. This one felt a little bit heavier and more substantial, and it didn't leak as fast.
I would say yours is better than mine. Mine leaks.
Does it? Okay.
And mine was not that brand. So I think this is another go-to.
Yeah, I've had this one. This will be my 3rd year with this one. It's just got a little lever that you can use with your finger while you're doing it. So I'm not twisting the end. I don't have to reach down and twist the end to change what kind of feature it is. And yeah, so far I like it. We'll see if it lasts another year. But it's kind of handy.
It's nice to have whether you're using it in your garden or if you're just watering potted plants.
Yeah, for hanging plants, this is really nice to
Yes.
not try and throw a hose up to a pot or a hanging basket. Like it's a little messy.
It's a little more gentle.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Oh, this was another Mother's Day gift.
You gotta.
And, oops, still got leaves in it. It's a Kangaroo
Pop-up bag.
pop-up bag.
So this is another item that you can store yard debris or leaves or spent plants that you're cutting back in the fall.
I find it works the best. I have it up at the lake here because I can't get to all the flower beds with a wheelbarrow. And I have more debris usually than what my pail will account for.
Yeah.
So this has been a little godsend, and it doesn't take up any room for storage. So I do pull this one out weekly when I'm doing my weeding up here.
It's really nice because it's really light.
Yes.
You're not...
There is a difference in the Kangaroo bags. You want to get the one with the plastic bottom.
Okay.
Because you're pulling it, at least I pull it along, and if it isn't the plastic bottom one, I think you're going to have problems with it ripping.
So it would just be the material.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
on the
little bit
canvas.
heavier, but this is a hard plastic.
Okay.
Again, Kangaroo.
You've had this one for a
Pop-up.
year now?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
brand new.
So that's another one that I like. You don't have one of
I
these
don't
yet.
have one. Nope.
You may like that. Birthday gift.
We'll see. I got a bigger yard. I need a bigger vehicle.
Okay,
I need something with wheels.
you want a Kubota.
I need a Kubota. No, but I do like that. That's a nice option. It's bigger than the pail.
Right.
Yeah. I get all the
Okay.
good tools. So the next one we're going to talk about are the pruners that we both have. And we splurged. We both got the Felcos. And this is by far the best pruners we have ever used. We use them all the time. They're just so well made. There's not a struggle opening or closing them. You can close the thumb latch with your finger, which is nice, so it's not open when you're walking around.
They're wonderful. I wouldn't want to count how many different pruners I've had before. So I would get them at the big box stores, and I would try a lot of different varieties. In fact, when I was looking at my container up here that I keep my tools in, I still had 2 other pair that I never use.
Yeah.
They've been replaced by the Felco, and for me, this one was really worth the splurge.
I was going to say, this is one of those tools where you get what you pay for.
I think so, too.
A bunch of pruners that I didn't want to spend a lot of money, but I probably wasn't into gardening then either. So I didn't use them as much, but they didn't last.
You want to take care of them. You don't want to leave them around on the grass and let them get rained on. I think, and maybe you're more prone to take care of them
when you know you've spent quite a bit of money on them.
I think the Felcos cost between $50 and $60.
Yeah.
Roughly. Again, I think they're worth it, and you can sharpen them,
Yep.
but you can take care of them. They also, you can buy I have a leather holder that I put mine in,
Okay.
and that works out kind of nice too.
Sure.
You know, it's taking care of your tools.
Yeah, and they're versatile. I mean, I use them for when I'm cutting cut flowers, when I'm deadheading flowers, when I'm
Yes.
cutting back in the fall.
They're great on the rose canes.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they can go through anything. They are sharp.
Very good.
Yeah. Thumbs up on this one.
Another tool that we use a lot, and we had them before, I mean, I've had mine for probably 30, 40 years, and is a
The same
wheelbarrow.
one?
Yeah. We've had to put the new handles on it a
Yep.
few times,
Yep.
but again, it's just a plain wheelbarrow. And I use that all the time too.
Yep.
On any project. It's either, you know, I'm carting away something,
Yep.
or I'm hauling in
Yep.
a big load.
Yeah.
Whether it's mulch, I use it when we do, and we put it down a lot of mulch in the spring, and it is so helpful.
And I like my wheelbarrow because I use it for other things other than gardening. So it's a multi-purpose tool, which for me is really good. I have a lot of storage space, but I don't have a lot of storage space. So I like when I can use things for more than one chore, I guess. And
Yeah.
I have to carry things a long way to my backyard. It's nice when I can carry
Yes.
everything all at once and I don't have to make multiple trips.
Right.
Yeah, so I would agree. Wheelbarrow is huge. I use that all the time. So the next tool that I really like is my auger. And I got this for planting tulips and daffodils in the fall, and it saved my back, it saved my hands, it saved so much time planting things. It's been fantastic, and it's not one of the name brand, well-known, expensive ones, so I can only imagine that those would work so much better. I also don't have a very good drill to use it with, so again, if I had the right tools to use it, it would increase my productivity so
Yeah.
much, but it has been amazing. I've planted over 2,500 bulbs in the last 2 years with it, and it's been great. I mean, it makes a fairly small amount of a mess for when you're planting things versus a shovel where you're digging up all your mulch, you're digging up all your soil, and then you have that just sitting on top of your ground. So I really do like my bulb auger.
Yeah.
I don't use it a ton, but when I do, it's great.
I think I do not have an auger, but I got a daughter with
Yep.
one, so she
Yep.
can help me plant
Yep.
my daffodils that are on order
Yep, exactly.
in the fall.
This is the
Our
last one.
last item is a knee pad. And I find that I use it probably about 60% of the time. I'll get everything carried out and I will have forgotten it.
Yep.
But it is a nice when I remember it.
Yes.
It's great. And when you're doing the projects where you're going to be kneeling a lot,
Yep.
not just the quick weeding, I find I use it more then.
Yeah, I have to think about it when I'm grabbing all my supplies to go
Yeah.
do a project. I have to decide, is this a project where I'm going to be in the same spot long enough that I don't have to move this thing every 5 seconds?
Right.
Or am I in a spot where the ground is really hard or rocky or has a lot of branches where I don't want to be on the ground?
I have found that, I don't know, do you have this size?
I don't know. I think so.
I think they come like, some of them are about half this
yeah,
size.
I have that.
And this one I like the bigger size
Yeah.
because it gives me more options.
You can
it
move
seems.
wiggle around a little bit
I
on
think
there.
so. Versus when it was half the size, I found that I kind of went off of it half the time.
You have to have more hand-eye coordination.
Oh,
to-
maybe so. Plus, I can see this. I'm thinking big yellow. I should remember it.
Yeah.
But it is a good tool. Again, not very expensive. I bet it's
No.
what, $7.
Yeah, it was not.
It's very cheap.
Yeah, and mine's lasted a couple of years, so I figure if I can get 5 years out of it, that's
Oh yeah,
perfect.
I found, and here was this Tim will take out of the garage and use. He was working on the irrigation system, and I saw him using it in the yard, and I thought that's great. He said 2 knee surgeries. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and it keeps you. Yesterday I was outside and it was wet after it had been raining.
Yes.
I didn't bring it out there with me because I was moving around quite a bit, but man, was I a muddy mess. So that would have helped in that situation as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what are your favorite tools, and what should be on our list for our birthdays?
Yeah. Thanks for watching. This is Lindsay and Jodi from Garden Hands. We'd appreciate if you would like the video, if you'd comment below, again with your favorite tool, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.